So today I had my very first comment about parking in a handicap spot. Yay! I was so waiting for this to happen, and I'm really, really glad it happened with my kids too, so that was kind of cool. I tend to not leave the house unless I really, really have to. I've been by myself for 2 weeks, so I'm extra run down, but the dog needs to eat. I forgot there was random stuff on the list. I only got half of it, half of my Target trip, maybe 30 minutes in, and I just hit a wall, absolutely exhausted, like aching head to toe, dragging myself to the checkout. Like I almost just left the cart and left. So, but I managed to like put a little t-shirt dress on today because I was feeling extra crappy, and you know, I made myself not scare small children and whatnot. You know, I know I'm not winning Miss America, but I'd like to think I pulled myself together somewhat to go into public, you know, when I could just throw sunglasses on and call it a day. So this is what people saw inside, and then, you know, my typical shades, whatever. So Dylan's pushing the cart, not very full. Violet's whining about something in cowboy boots that are too big, so she's clomping all over the place. And I unlocked the car, and I didn't even take a spot from somebody, so I could see if maybe an old person that feels like, you know, they've got one up on people because they're old. But it was just two random people. It was a couple walking by, and they just made the snide comment like, "Oh, nice parking. Yeah, you look like you need it." Mind you, I'm literally like standing outside of the car, like Dylan's packing it up, and I'm like, okay, yeah, just put it in the back seat. Okay, can we go? And I'm like panting, basically, from the walk from the door to the handicap spot after 30 minutes in Target. And it was so under their breath, and I've prepared for this moment since I got the handicap tag. Like, I've been in my head like, this is what I'm gonna say, I'll never be speechless, blah blah blah. And I didn't say anything. I was totally speechless, and it was because the kids were there. And I generally like to show them, you know, that not to let people like walk all over you or say mean things to you. You can just, you know, be your own advocate, blah blah blah. But they said it under their breath, and he and like chuckled as they're walking by, and I would have not been able to filter, because my initial anyone who knows me, my initial reaction would have been F-bomb in whatever I had to say, which in my brain would have been something along the lines of, "Oh, you're a GI surgeon? You're colorectal? Great, come over and talk to me about all my issues that I have and why I need this handicapped, you know, placard." Or, "Oh my gosh, do you specialize in pain management? You specialize in chronic pain? Great, oh my God, come over and let me tell you what I struggle with." And in that moment, only because it was with my kids, I was like, you know, pack mom. Like, I went into this, how dare you, you know, try to like mock me or insult me in front of my kids. So, you know, like the me putting it back on them instinct disappeared, and it immediately went into me wanting to say, "Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that in front of my kids and mocking me in front of my kids and assuming that I don't need to be here in front of my kids and belittling me and making an illness that affects them every single day of their life and every single day of my life and my family's life harder, and it is a negative impact for the most part, and you're gonna walk by me and tell me, oh nice, da da da." So that was my initial. So I just kind of, I did like this stare at them. I mean, I gave them like the New York glare, because I knew the New York mouth was gonna come out. And not only that, they looked like shit. Like, honey, just a little bit longer of a t-shirt with the yoga pants would have maybe not had your outfit be X-rated, number one, from the front. if you're understanding, you know, picking up what I'm putting down. So she looked like a total slob. He looked like a total slob. And like, I'm talking barely out of pajamas, and it's Target. I mean, you know, people tend to put pants on to go to Target. So I found it just really funny that they were judging me while they looked like shit. Like, I'm chronically ill and I did this when I could have went out in my normal situation looking like the tired hag we all know I am. But I put some effort in because I don't like to scare strangers or small children, and we ended up seeing Violet's little friend and her mom, and so I'm kind of glad I put the effort in. So it was just so fun. It was just kind of funny at the end that, you know, I was getting mocked for how I looked or how they perceived me, and in the meantime they're strolling up the parking lot like they literally rolled out of bed and got in their car and decided to go to Target. So, I mean, so on that end, it's really, really funny. But on the flip side of it, it's so frustrating because I know people deal with this so much, and I've been waiting for it. And I've been lucky to, I guess, whatever. I guess not lucky, but at some point, somebody's going to get the wrath because they're going to get me on the wrong day. They're going to, you know, it took me 2 hours to do this just to go to Target. So when I have someone mock me because they have no idea, it just makes it so much more obvious that, like, invisible illnesses and chronic pain and how much we fake it is, like, so huge. And I know there's that huge thing right now with, like, Lady Gaga and her fibro and blah blah blah, and it's real. It's a real thing. Like, I had heard she had some chronic pain issues, but now coming out with the fibro thing only because I know young people with fibro and they don't get out of bed for days. She's amazing to me because I can't grocery shop. How the hell does she jump from the top of the friggin' Super Bowl to do the halftime show? Like, I'd be dead for a month after that. Well, I wouldn't even be able to like do the choreography. Let's get real. Like, I can't get up a flight of stairs without ready to keel over. So anyway, that was I didn't want to type it and be like a long whatever thing, and I haven't blogged in a while, and I don't know. I'm kind of liking my hair color in the natural lighting. So I figured, I'll make a video. Everyone can enjoy my hair. So that was my experience today. I wasn't going to leave the house, but I had to. I put it off until today, and you know, it just really, really sucks that I kind of felt like total shit, but I left the house feeling okay. Like, I had put the cute dress on, the makeup was okay, my hair was alright. I was like, oh, okay, I don't, you know, look so bad. I'm doing pretty good today. Like, okay, you know, like, no one's gonna think I got, you know, dragged through the mud or whatever, and then, you know, 2 total slobs like insult me. So it's like, wow, okay, that's all it takes is a handicap placard card to get insulted by essentially anybody. So anyway, I just wanted to share that it kind of was just like a really big eye-opener to how much more education and awareness is really needed. And I know the really big nonprofit for IBD, they get it wrong like 9 out of 10 times with their awareness, which is, I've always disagreed with how they handled everything, and I've kind of always just been very open myself because they do a horrible, horrible job. And it makes me happy to see like Selena Gomez come out about lupus, and, you know, Lady Gaga and whoever else, when they come out with these big things, like Jake Diekman for the Rangers, you know, he just had his J-pouch surgery and he finally just, you know, got back and he's pitching again, which is, you know, amazing because he had like the fastest surgery I've ever seen. Like, the turnaround was unreal. And it really does make me think, how can so many people be so ignorant, and many willfully ignorant? Because I know my chronic people and my IBDers have family members, good friends, that are willfully ignorant. They just don't bother to learn. They don't bother to care. They don't bother to find out. They're good with, oh, how are you doing? And what do we always say? Even on my worst day, I'm fine. I could be bleeding to death and I would respond, I'm fine. So I think that would be up to like a family member to go, how can that be true? Like, how could she really be fine? And to purposely educate yourself and want to know, oh, this person means a lot to me. I really want to find out like what their story is, like what they're dealing with. And it doesn't happen, which is unfortunate. I mean, the people that have that support system around them, like I know Matt, I mean, when I was first sick, Matt and I were just dating, and he knew more about it than I did in certain instances. But you know, I was heavily medicated and in the hospital, so we had a lot of time to read about it. But I don't know, that's the hard part. It's the willfully ignorant. It's, you know, especially when someone is going to take the time to ask me about what I have or what my surgeries have been, and then not really listen. Like, you see them kind of glaze over, so they'll ask and I'll go into it, and then they're like, what do I have to do for dinner tonight? And that part pisses me off. Like, don't bother asking me. I would rather you just ignore me and be authentic and not give a shit than pretend like you care, because I really don't have time for that shit anymore. Like, I haven't for about 8 years now. When I got sick, I've just run out of shits. I don't care anymore. I've run out of shits, but I just don't care anymore. So yeah, I'm sorry, this went a lot longer than I planned, but it just kind of brought up a lot of things that have been going on and has been in the media, and so it's just, sorry, wow, that's really loud. I should flag them to my yard because there's no way I'm cutting anything. So everyone have a good Sunday, or whatever day you see this, maybe next month, or, you know, tomorrow, whatever.